Oh, hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi. It's a great pleasure to have all of you here today. Let's wait just a couple of seconds to see if somebody else will join us.
Yeah.
So we are on time, that's why. So, okay, just an audio check, please. Write down if you can hear us properly or if we have to adjust something. So let's see. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think we need to move a bit more.
Yeah, in fact, probably. Is it better now? Can you hear us? Okay, yes, Tommaso says, hello, Tommaso. Good to have you here today. Okay, so I guess till we wait just a couple, we wait just a couple of minutes for others to join. We can present ourselves.
Yeah.
So for those that are attending the first webinar with Sun Ballast, I'm Elona Tochila, marketing manager here at Sun Ballast. And today with me is Erand Hoja. He's our sales account manager. So today we are going to talk about a really important topic lately.
Correct.
So the big dimensions, large dimensions plans. So stay with us until the end of the webinar because we will be telling you the solutions with Sun Ballast system, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be very helpful for you that are doing great plans. Okay.
Right. I think we're ready. Let's not wait any longer.
Yeah.
So let's just proceed.
Yeah, we can. I guess we can proceed. Before we proceed, Errol, I have a question for all those who are attending the webinar. So let me show you the first question before we start, so I know the type of the public that we are having today. So the first question is simple. Are you an installer, designer, or a distributor? So just answer. And we will be collecting responses. Okay, let's wait just a couple of seconds to close it to see. I see that, okay, most of them design. Okay, other. The result is, so we have no installer, no distributor yet. Okay, most of them are designers because they have, I guess, to design large projects lately. So they have to stay updated with the latest solutions in the market. Okay, great. So I'm going to close. So it's.
You can share the results so everyone can see it.
It's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got 67 designs.
3 others. Yeah. That, okay, perfect. Then I guess we can proceed with the webinar now. So to start, okay, here, but basic solar system. So company, how was created? How was born? It was born, for all those that don't know yet, in 2012 from our CEO, Maurizio Iannuzzi. He had a company before doing installation by himself, and he came up with this great idea of ballast system. So it's Sun Ballast that now since 2012 has been the reference point in the field of support structure for flat roofs.
Yep.
So as you all know, for those that don't know yet as well, our system is very easy to install, right? So small, just a few accessories, just a few pieces, and makes the system very easy to install.
Where, I mean, for all the attendees, like just Elona will explain where are we located, the areas where we operate. So
absolutely. So we are based in Italy. Our main office is in Italy, and we are distributed in all Europe with a lot of distributors.
Yeah, plenty of them.
Plenty of them.
So starting from the last 2 years, we've been having more than 45 distributors all around Europe. Now we are moving even to other continents. So Ilona will talk a bit about the American continent as well. The new branch. Yeah,
a small piece of that. So we have more than 40 distributors in all over the world, and we are expanding a lot our sales network lately. So lately, based on all the experience that we had in flat roofs with Sun Ballast, we put that experience in field and we developed a system for pitched roofs as well. Correct. So it's named Sunkong, but I guess we will prepare another webinar to present the
structure. I mean, last month we started like doing outside of Italy, right? So we are still on the phases where we have finalized the prices and everything with all our distributors. We're trying to send material on the strategies that we work with majority of you. Some of you are already here participating, so there will be the same strategy that we use with Sun Ballast. There will be this for Sunkong as well. So yeah, I think in the next webinar will be good to introduce all the accessories of Sunkong
structure as well. So yeah, that's perfect. So why are we here today specifically?
Yeah, because of the large-scale PV systems, right? So we'll talk a bit about it. Ilona here will explain the importance of installing with Sun Ballast on mainly industrial roofs. So Sun Ballast, just to point it out there, is not only for small installation, right? Like our structure is designed and is done in order to do all the industrial, to touch all the industrial areas, right? It's flat roof, but you can use it on different typologies, different type of roofs.
Exactly, of surface as well. Okay, so as you all know, when we do large scale PV system, it's very important to take care both in the design phase of the project and the installation phase as well. Correct. So there are more experts in the installation plan, so they are doing checks, they are doing checkups. So it's very, very important in this phase to take a great.
It is necessary, right? Like for all the companies out there, for all the installers out there in the fields, they are also, even then they are worried whenever they do an installation, especially when we're talking about the big installation. So they need to know all regarding the mounting structure they are using, the panel, the company who manufactured the panel, then moving forward to the batteries, for the inverters, micro inverters, all this goes one by one, right? So in order to do that and for you to sleep well at night, of course, you need to do a check like very deep on everything, right? The same thing we do with our structure as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very important, first of all, to do all the calculation in order to understand if we are expecting the building safety criteria. And the second, if we are ensuring high performance of the panels and thickness of the panels.
Yeah, of course.
So with the trend of modules that are getting bigger and bigger, so even the tightness of the panel has become a real issue, right? Yeah. So to ensure the best performance of the plant, to obstacles on the roof, we have to optimize both space and the exposure of the PV modules, right? So here you can see it's one of the latest installations done in a commercial roof, as you can see. And it has been used, one of the systems that we recommend mostly for this type of plants. We will see later on details for which system I'm talking about. Okay, so, all right.
On that, I mean, since we are on commercial roof, right? So we are talking about large installation. As you know, Sun Ballast has several types of systems. Majority of you probably have used one on their roof, on their installation, with one of their design, one of their roofs that they had. But today we'll discuss mainly for two systems that we selected, or probably they are more chosen by our customers, right? So these two types of system, they're chosen more for large installation. The first system that we have is our Connect system. Connect system, as we know, it consists of three types of ballast, starting with the frontal one, which is the lightest, the central ballast, and a terminal ballast, which goes in the end whenever you want to close the panel. The frontal one, central, and the terminal. Why we chose this system specifically for large installation? Knowing that this system, the advantages that this system has, they go right with all the difficulties we might face on the road. For example, you have area, or as you know, when we talk about receiving a project from a client, we get those details, right? Which you're gonna explain later what we need. So in order to do that, after the address that we get, we suggest you the type of inclination and the system. Connect is one of the system that is mainly for high wind resistance, right? So if you are located, or your installation is located in an area which is affected by heavy winds, we definitely would suggest you the Connect
system. Exactly.
Connect as well, as I mentioned before, consists of three ballasts. Like all the typologies of the ballast we have with Connect, you can install very quick, right? All you need to do is just placing the ballast
It's very
and using the clamps, right? And of course, it comes with different inclination, which is very important to mention, because different areas require different inclination.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're talking about Baltic area, like the most common inclination will be 15 and above. Then if you go in Central Europe and all this, 10 degrees, which is the most chosen inclination from all. And we all know that like 10 degrees is this type of inclination that goes well. Then there are other countries which the sun has more productivity during the whole day, and they do not go on really high inclination. They will go on 5 on 8 degrees, which already we have those. Connect as well is known for the load in the roof. Majority of yeah.
To recap on inclination, we have a range from 5 to 30 degrees.
5 to 30 degrees, but that doesn't mean that we have 5, 6, 7,
No.
right? So they are all specified. They're all 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 degrees. And majority of them, they are available. You can install it on horizontal poles, which is 90% of the installation. But for the areas where we recommend with very snow load, so they have a lot. Of course, we would suggest a vertical post, which with Connect we have it available on 10 degrees. 10 degree you can install on vertical all the standard panels that are in the market.
That we are going to.
Correct. So for those who are worried about the weight in the roof, no, I have a whole building, or building has been built 30, 40 years ago. The client wants to have like this considered amount of load in the roof. Connect is one of the system that we suggest more, right? So as you know, Elona, the weight in the roof that with Connect system we have maximum goes to 25 kilogram per square meter. If we add additional accessory, that means that even the Connect itself is very high wind resistant. Sometimes it's required to add additional ballast or additional weight on it.
Again. Okay.
Of course, with if it has like low loads or has less weight as a structure, that brings even the low transport cost. I mean, you have less weight on the truck to deliver it out there to every country in Europe. But since we have distributors, majority of them, they have stock in their warehouses. Why not? I mean, you kill the transport cost. You could send it to your clients straight away.
So
right?
That's a great solution when it comes to big buildings,
Yeah.
right? Commercial buildings.
Correct.
Because you have a lot of available space on the roof, and the most important thing is the weight is distributed in all over the roof.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't get very heavy for the building.
Not at all. And every inclination of Connect system has a specific distance from panel to panel, right? So you don't need to worry that your panel will make shade to the other one. If you go on a 5, you will have a certain distance. If you go on 10 degrees, we have it with 3 types of central ballast, which means it starts from 30 to 64 centimeters from panel to panel. So shading will not be any problem at all.
So where they can find all this information?
Yeah, then if you go in our homepage on products, you choose the systems, you go to the Connect system, and you could select the references that, I mean, this is a part of references. Here you can choose all the inclinations that you want, and you can download for free.
Based on the inclination that you choose, for example, I
It
choose
will pop up
10-degree balanced Connect system, and here
you can download
have the technical data sheet that you can download on your
with
system.
all the specifics of the ballast for each of them.
Exactly. So here, for example, for 10-degree Connect system,
The regular 10-degree Connect system, a distance from panel to panel 64 centimeters. We have it on 40 centimeters. We have it on 30. But I mean, we could do even custom, right? If we require a specific distance from panels, our production, our engineers, they are able even to do a custom ballast with a certain distance for sure.
So this distance for sure is taken in consideration based on all the information.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Tests are being made for all the structures to have this distance. For any country, like 64 is more than enough, and it will avoid the productivity of the panel will be like a lot more, right? It will not have shade or anything.
Right. Okay. There are even countries that prefer to do less, so we can do custom.
Yes, like Malta, for example. Malta, for example, uses a lot of Connect system, and they are using always. Majority of the cases comes with a 30 centimeters distance, right? So for them, it works well, right? It's funny because in the beginning, when I started having this type of requirements that I want a small central ballast, our technical team was not suggesting it to us, right? Because of the low distance that they have. But in Malta, this works perfectly. It doesn't create any problem or anything. So why not? Apart from Malta, there are even other countries in Balkan as well, which they are using the small ballast 30 centimeters.
Okay, so anytime that you will need a custom solution, for sure, our technical office will.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we come always with different suggestions. I mean, our team, that they are always available to answer to your doubts if you have any.
Okay, so I guess to sum up all the advantages of the
Connect system. So Connect.
It's a very light system.
Correct.
Okay, so the weight on the roof doesn't go more than 25 kilo per square feet.
Yeah, maximum.
Yeah. So it's not going to be a problem for your roof. Even more when it is a commercial roof and you have to go low on loads, right? It's very quick to install as all our systems because it has just a few pieces to you just position the balance, you fix the module with the clamps, and it's done. So,
I think there are some references even under here you could show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So here there are some installations done with the Connect system. As you see, even while there are a lot of obstacles on the roof as well,
it's very flexible as well.
It's very flexible system. You can continue with rows. You can
add or remove. I mean, it's like even you can remove frontal. You can add more centrals. You could add terminals if you have an obstacles in there. So 3 types of ballast allows you to have more flexibility on the roof.
So this is another system also in a commercial roof with the Connect system.
Beautiful.
Okay, even this one. It's a large system with the Connect system. This one as well. So my favorite one.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it shows that even near to seaside, which they are affected more by heavy winds, Connect that makes its purpose, right? So it is very resistant.
So as you are telling to us earlier, the Connect system, it's a very wind resistant system.
It is because of the name itself, right? It's all linked, it's all connected together. Yeah, so it will not move easily, right? Of course, if we're gonna have like hurricanes and all this, we are here to prepare the reports for you, right? So in order to resist a certain wind speed that you want it, right? But always our technical reports, they come fully checked, and you can install it like easily without worrying that something might happen to the system for sure.
True,
Yeah.
especially being in this position where the wind is really furious sometimes in the winter.
And I think the other system that we selected for you guys is large installation. This, as I know, is in Hungary.
Hungary,
Yeah, this is in Hungary, one of our clients as well, which decided lately to expand it. Was done only one part in 2021, and then in 2023 was the second part of the roof. As story as I know, this is right. So I think we should go to the other system and
yeah. Why they should choose Connect system? Because it's a stable system. It's a very stable system.
It has
safe.
I think it has all the advantages that the installer is looking out there in the market, right? It goes for a traditional structure, any type of structure that is there on the market. With Connect, you have all of that, right? It's a racking, it's a weight, it's a counterweight. You don't need to drill. You can just place it straight away. It plays both roles, right? So why not having it?
All advantages in a system.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we proceed, we saw some of the advantages of the Connect system. I'd like to ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so what difficulties have you encountered in selecting support system for large plants? Okay, so it's lightness, wind resistance, price, installation speed, or other, if you haven't had any other problem. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So if you write other, please write it down so we can discuss about it and see if we can, what kind of other problems do you face during the design or installation of a large dimension plant? Okay, so I
question that or not yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. So I see that some of them are saying installation speed, some price for sure, even that it's an issue sometimes. Okay. Okay. Good. So
Yeah, I think those who are selecting others, I mean, like not only with price installation, could be even the type of the panel, right? That they are adding, you know, like the dimension of it. So for sure, it could be something like that. But
obstacles on the roof, probably that it's
there's a lot of there is a lot of difficulties out there, right? So,
yeah, true. Okay, so now I guess we can proceed with the next system that we mostly suggest when it comes to big buildings, big installations.
Correct. It's an orientation of east-west, of course, made with our standard ballast. As we know, even with Sun Ballast, not only with Connect, even with standard ballast that when we started before doing the Connect, we were doing just single ballast each, right? So, and that came also with different inclination. So why not using that type of ballast for east-west orientation? Pretty much easy, right? So what you have to do during the installation phase, you just turn back to back two ballasts, and you could do an east-west east-west orientation for sure, and it's very good, right, for wind exposure, right? So if you have a building that is like in a really bad like location, right, has another building in front of it that blocks the sun or has other trees, or I don't know. Yeah, all this east-west system is something that we will suggest for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's nothing more than the single row system.
Correct.
Installed back to back.
I mean, it's simple, easy, the same as all the systems, right? You don't need to do a lot of things, like just you need to carry the ballast on the roof and distribute them, place them back to back, put it on horizontal poles or vertical poles. You could do it on vertical poles as well, easy. I mean, of course, if the panels are standards with the standard dimension, you could do both sides. What I would suggest to installers out there, I mean, east-west system is not something that require a really high inclination, right? I've never seen an east-west installation with 30 degrees, for example. So far, probably is done on farms, I don't know, but east-west orientation maximum that they been selecting with some ballast, maximum inclination goes 15 degrees. 15 degrees. Like the most common one, of course, 10 degrees. Of course, there are those who prefer to use a low inclination 1 to 5, according to the specifics they want, right? The advantages of this system, as we said, the space optimization. What does that mean?
It's very easy because being installed back to back, you don't need to leave space.
Correct. So there's not a lot of space in the roof, right? So you could put more power
on less space.
Correct, and less space that you have. High wind resistance from the shape itself that it has. It shows that the system, is very wind. It can consist like winds up to 160 to 180 kilometers per hour, which is a lot, right? For Europe, is something that this happen only on occasion when there is any storm or anything. Those ballast itself is heavy, right? So putting it two ballast back to each other next to it without space, it will make it super resistant, right? And of course, there's no need of using any additional accessories. Specific cases could be that we could add any additional weight from here to there, especially on the size of the installation of the plant. But the majority of the occasion, east-west does not require to have additional weight. The other thing is, of course, very quick to install.
Yeah, like all our systems that are very
Correct.
quick to install.
Just put it on the orientation that you want, and it's east-west, and then you use the clamps which we give in every project we do, and the rubber mats that they go under the ballast.
True.
That the ability to circumvent like any obstacle on coverage is very good because we mentioned that this system is like tight, is all together without space.
Yes.
But is it flexible, right? Yes, it is. I mean, even with this, since it's a standard ballast, you could add or remove. Yeah, as you can see on this picture, there are like empty spaces where probably there were obstacles, and the client easily can remove the ballast, remove the panel, and you could place it somewhere else whenever the space is available, for sure. Yeah, as you can see,
here there are no.
I definitely suggest this type of system. I mean, it looks super easy, super clean, as you can see on the roof.
Sure.
Like you don't see wires, you don't see cables, you don't see like I don't know rails on it. Easy. You just place the ballast on the panel. It starts like it's standing on the air, right? So this was something that even when I go to different like fairs we attend, whenever I show them I'm talking about new installers or new clients that they want to become Sun Ballast client. Whenever they see picture, they say like, oh, it looks very neat, right? It looks very clean.
Yeah,
And that's what it is because you don't have a lot of accessories, right? It's the ballast itself. That's all.
Yeah. No aluminum.
No, nothing.
Last year position. You don't see even the cables in around.
We don't want to use because if we would have used aluminium, we would have stick to aluminium. We are on concrete, so why to mix both of them?
I know. In fact, for all those who don't know, even for the cables, we came up with a great solution, cable wind.
Yes, I mean, cable wind is one of the accessories which substituted the windbreak. 3 years ago, we used to use windbreaks, right? Windshields, windbreaks, how you call it in your country. We used to have them for specific ballast only, but due to requests that we receive daily from all our agents, we receive majority of them. They would say like, okay, using a windshield would affect the cost of the system, right? It needs you to purchase something else. So last year, I think in the beginning last year was launched the cable wind.
Yeah.
I think beginning of 2022. Yeah. Beginning of last year or end of 2021, cable wind went we launched Cable Wind as a, of course, as you can see here on the video that Ilona is showing, is a concrete structure as well.
Yeah,
it goes on the back of the panel, around the structure. There are some like how to say, some brackets where you connect it directly behind of the ballast. As you know, the ballast has already pre-inserted like there are holes in it, and inside there is the bushings, right? So there's no need for you to drill. There are these brackets, zinc magnesium material, and all you need to do is just place the different concrete blocks that we have for coupling. They come in 3 different dimensions, as you see now in the video. 95 centimeters for vertical post, mainly suggested, 160 and 195 for horizontal post, and for large panels, right? When we're talking about 2 by 1.
But the good news is that for large plants that where you use connect system in this West system, it's not.
No, it's not required. Mainly for south oriented, if you use a standard ballast, we might suggest it to use it. But there are some different ways on installing, or with the cable wind, or using a double ballast, or adding an additional weight. There are several types according to the area where it is, right? And of course, according to the price, right? So price is something that matters to all of us, and I have to specify this, that with some ballast structures, if you, and the main, I mean, with all the structures out there, the more structures you use, the more accessories you have, the cost will be higher, right? So we are trying to minimize that, adding less accessories, and the cost will be good for all of them, right?
That's why we are suggesting, especially for large dimension plants, the connect system and dispatch system, because these are the systems that don't need a lot of accessories to be wind resistant as they should. Okay. So to sum up, the advantages of the east-west system is that, like all our system, is very quick to install. It's a great system that has the ability to circumvent all the obstacles on the roof, as we saw in the picture here. Okay, you see, being present a lot of obstacles, we can remove panels without any problem. It's very high wind resistance system without the need of extra accessories, and it optimizes the spaces because you don't need to leave a distance between the rows or between the modules.
I think that the more distance, I think the maximum distance usually that goes sometimes, which is required from the client, would be up to 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters from panel to panel when you do an east-west configuration. So it's nothing, right? It's nothing at all, but you can even join them together. It's no issue. Of course, some installers, they do prefer to leave some spaces between, because in order to clean the system during the summer, or during the summer from the shade, from the dust and everything, and during the winter, during the snow load, all this, some people prefer to leave some space in order for them to go and maintain the system, right?
Yeah, maintenance issue. So they have to leave that distance.
Correct.
Okay. So I guess we said all the advantages why they should choose the.
I'm curious to know, like, for this attendance that we have, like, what was the installation power that they've been doing all this year? So.
Okay, let me share the question with all of them. So, what is the average power of the installation that you
realized this year, right? So you more or less, like, we want to see where you guys stand up. Like, I mean, a lot of people will come to us, right, with the question that, do you have this capacity? Do you have this amount of ballast? Can you produce it? We have like several production sites where we produce like big quantities, right? So of course, one project with, let's say, for 500 kilowatt above, it will require more than 1,000 of ballast, which means that even us, we have to have the capacity on having them on stock, or our distributors could have it in their warehouses. So we need to be prepared in order to be there as fast as possible, right?
So you see that 50% of our public here today is between 100 and 500 kilowatt, and between 20 and 100.
Which is the perfect amount of the
So I guess that's the reason why they are attending this webinar today. Okay, good.
A 500 kilowatt installation, I mean, of course, it's quite big, right? Doing on a commercial roof, like it brings you, it generates a lot of power. And us as Sun Ballast, definitely we suggest these two types of system, right? Which we explain, the Connect and the East-West.
So to share the results, we are between 20 and 100, between 100 and 500, and between 500 and 1 megawatt.
Megawatt, yeah.
These are the results of the survey. Okay, great. So I hope we gave you some ideas for this big, large project. Yes. So you saw all the advantages of the Connect system, of the East-West system, and why you should use these solutions for your large dimensions plans. Okay, so I guess we can proceed with another solution. That is no flex system. Correct. There is no flex system around.
Is a system that does not flex the panel. From the name, no flex, right? So lately, the last couple of months, we launched, when was the event on Munich in Germany, Intersolar, which we all know. We were there and we were launching our new accessory, our system that we like to called no flex, right? From the name itself, you can figure out by your imagination that has to do with the panel, right? So we know that during the last years, we've been having in the market like panels of different dimensions, right? I'm surprised to see that whenever I attend any fair, I see panels like they are like 2.3, 2.4, they're going 600, even 800 watt a panel, like, like
how crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and majority of the of the requests that we get now is like many of them, they are with large panel, right? I mean, people, they want to generate more power with that, and I think it costs less. Now, as a panel, it costs more, but I mean, you can generate more power onto it. So we had this before. We used to do always like double two ballast and the panel. Sure. Coming up with large panels in the market, we noticed, right? Our engineering team, they noticed that there were some issues. Maybe from correct. Maybe from the panel manufacturer, maybe from the structure, or maybe from what was affecting the panel to bend in the center, right? It was heavy winds, was really heavy snow loads. So our engineering team, they came up with this system, and the NoFlex. So what is NoFlex itself? NoFlex is allows you actually a system that allows you to add a central ballast into your panel, right? So so if you imagine that having a Connect system like we have it on, Elona is showing to us here, what you need to do is just add another central ballast in the center of it. But how you can connect it, right? So when we were doing the tests on it, they came up with these junction plates, with these plates that we provide with connection in order to allow the panel to be clamped not only from the short side, which majority of the cases from installation manuals we receive that they are on the short side of the panel. From the long side, since it's a ballast, it was short to grab all the panel from the long side. These two junction plates were added on each ballast, right? So as you, Elona, there is a picture when it shows this plate where you can see that is different from Connect system and is different from the standard system. For standard system, we have the I shape, the bracket that is in there, and come as a kit with a screw washer and the cage nut.
So for all those who don't know our systems very well, the standard system is the single rows.
Correct.
Right.
The single row, and you use an I bracket, which is there on the picture with the screws washer and the cage nut. But for the Connect system is still a bracket, just has the shape of L. It has the shape of L because, as you know, the Connect system has tooths on it, on top and on the bottom of it. And as you can see, here is the standard, but in the Connect system, you could see that the L shape is placed on all the ballast, right? So like this will allow you to clamp the panel on the long side, of it. Of course, tests are being made of it, right? So we will never launch something if it's not licensed, if it's not patented with us. So they've done several tests with the no-flex system, because people might wonder, might think that, okay, but what would be the average force of Pascal like in the panel, like if it goes in there. So when we did this test, everything came up that was a success, and the panel would resist longer, right?
Yeah.
So of course we check always with the panel manufacturers out there to see whenever they are the fixing points, right? So that's why sometimes we request before NoFlex, we were requesting the installation manuals in order if the panel wouldn't be clamped from the short side. So having a NoFlex system with those brackets, it allows you to connect it not on 4 parts, but on 6 now.
Yeah.
That means that your panel will be more resistant, will last longer, will not tend to bend in the center, and you'll be like very safe of it. Like even with the heavy snow loads, even with heavy winds, you'll be like totally cool with it. So there will not be any issue. Yeah.
Okay, to strengthen what you said, the role of the support structure is precisely to support the module.
Correct.
So we try to support it in the best way possible without damaging the module.
Yeah.
Like avoiding the central flexions and so on.
I need to point out that this system, like we came up because of large panels, of course, and we wanted to come with something that was unique. And right, I have to say that had a really nice success. You might say that an additional ballast is added, so that will increase the cost. Yes, that will increase the cost, but as a Sun Ballast with a bigger quantity, the more discount you get, right? So the prices will be more or less the same, and you'll be more safe. If it's regarding the weight of the roof, with Connect, we still do the calculation even with no flex, and they go up to 32 kilograms per square meters with Connect. And it will avoid everything, right? So you don't need to add any more additional 30 kilograms weight that we have. You will no need to add double ballast, nothing.
We have in your central ballast.
Correct. And of course, you can use it on horizontal poles, which is available at the moment, right?
True. So it's very easy, just like all our systems. You
Correct.
just position the sheet
Yeah.
on the roof. You position the ballast, the system that you are installing, or like the Connect system, for example. Then you just position the reinforcement standard.
There will be added just 2 sheets more, 2 clamps, 2 terminal clamps.
In the center.
Yeah, and the ballast, of course.
Okay. Then you just need to fix the module with the clamps.
Correct. I mean, we have the anchoring point. We know whenever we have a model on the technical data of the panel, we see where it needs to be anchored, where it needs to be clamped, right? So,
in fact, yeah.
Or not us, I mean the installers there, right? But we need to verify that before giving out a technical report to them.
True. I'm just trying to find the video, the installation video, so I can show some. Okay, here.
There's an instruction video where it shows you how easy it is to install it even with no flex, right?
Firstly, the Connect system, adding the central ballast here, the accessory, yeah, the brackets. You just position the module here, and it's done. Okay. It's very
same thing goes even with standard system.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, now we can see with the standard.
So firstly, the ballast, then the reinforced central ballast, the I-shape NoFlex bracket, the module, and you just fix the module with the clamps, and it's done.
That's all.
It's very easy. Everybody could do that. Okay. I guess we showed even the NoFlex system. So to sum up, NoFlex system, it's a great solution when you have large modules and you want to increase to avoid the central flexing, the bending of the module. And you have to respect for sure the support parameters of the
Correct.
module.
Yeah.
So it is also a very good system because you don't need to use extra accessories like U-shape wave.
Yeah.
And also having the central ballast, it increases the fixing points from 4 to 6. So it's a great solution when you have large panels.
Yeah, I think that's regarding Plex. We see if we have any question out there until now.
Okay, let
We
me
check on comment sec.
Okay, I
You just open large. Yeah.
But one interesting is when there are
Small obstacles like quite in the below the structure aluminum frame can be modified.
we cannot. Okay, to read it all, even for all those that are watching the webinar here, all above applies, says, but one interesting topic is when there are small obstacles like aerators or piping that can be put below the structure and aluminum frame can be modified. Ballast-based only cannot.
Like Tommaso, if you can be more clear, yeah, more specific on it, because I need to know, like, if you're talking about the obstacles which they are under the roof or obstacles which they are how they are shown outside in the roof, because we have different type of ballast and they come with different height, right? So there is a ballast that could be 40 centimeter above.
Okay, clarify.
Yeah. So there are ballasts which they are high enough, right? They could go over the obstacle that you have, and you don't need to move at all the system, right? So if that answers to your question, yes, we do have like several type of ballast, but
So he probably did the question when we hadn't specified that the system is very flexible. So all our systems are very flexible. Okay, but let's wait. We have a but as always. Okay, there are trays, pipes, and stuff that sometimes are in some position of where the ballast would be, and you cannot skip the ballast.
Yeah, that's true, and that's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, it's something that with our system you cannot avoid it, right? If they are in there, how can you place the ballast? So makes sense your question now.
So, anyway, it can be interrupted.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't want, that's why Tommaso is mentioning if with traditional structure you can because you raise it up, right? You don't touch it, right?
Sure.
But with the ballast, of course, you have a specific area which you need to cover it. And that is not much that you can do. Or what Ilona said, you can just leave the space and go in other way. But we get your point now, right? So.
Okay. So that's the problem. The other in.
Yeah. All right. We got that.
We got that.
We got that.
Okay. Anyway, there are even cases, as you were explaining, Errol, that, for example, there are obstacles and we have higher ballast.
Yeah.
Like the sail system. Okay, let me get you the technical data sheet. Yeah,
that's just in order if you want to cover an obstacle, right? So that does not implement what Tommaso was saying.
Anyway.
But this is something that could be useful for you, Tommaso, in case you have an obstacle that you want to place a panel in there, but you can't. But with some ballast, the height. Ilona will open now.
Yeah.
You will see that the height of it is different, and you can place the panel on top of it, and the obstacle will remain there.
True. Here. So if you have in the middle of the roof a higher obstacle.
Yeah. You could try to go because this type of system Ilona is showing, you can purchase it as a whole system, or you can purchase it as singular ballast from the highest to the lowest one.
Yeah, the 5 degrees.
We have it on 5 and we have it on 11 degrees. And it, of course, it helps you a lot. I remember actually one installation that the client had plenty of obstacles on the roof, like really small ones. and he said that your ballast is too low for. He wanted a 10-degree, right? He wanted 10-degree installation, and with 10 degrees was not really high enough. So I suggested him the 11.3, which we have, and that type of ballast did the work for him, right? So all the obstacles that were on the roof, he moved the ballast in a way that was not touching the obstacle, but he covered it with the panel. Right?
So you cover even the
There was obstacle which was not affected because there are obstacles that need to be free, they need to be covered. There were obstacles that doesn't have any problem if they were covered or not. Yeah.
So as I told you, the sail-shaped system is in two inclinations, 5-degree that we show that goes up to 6 rows.
Correct.
And 11-degree that goes up to 3 rows. So these systems, you can get them even like systems or even as a single row system.
Correct.
So that's not a problem. But for example, when there are obstacles that you can cover, that is allowed to cover, you can absolutely use use this system. Okay. Okay, then I guess we explained even the no flex.
For you, Thomas, I would suggest you for your question. I think all you need to do is to break the ballast in two, leave a bit space for the obstacles, and then put the panel in it.
No, the technical office, I don't think approves that. Okay. So, okay. He said it's gonna be done. Okay. So,
I think we should go a bit talk about the technical part, right? What do we receive, right? That whenever we get a request from customers, how our technical office is like working.
True. So to explain to all of you that probably haven't asked an offer from Sun Ballast yet, we have a technical office, a department, a full department of research and development as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are all the time even doing new solutions based on the trends on the market, like the last one that we explained to you, no flex system. And the technical office has almost 20 designers, architects that do projects every day, and they have seen any case possible in the roof, right?
Correct.
So they can give you absolutely the best solution based on the plant data. Okay, there are cases because there are a lot of clients that say, why do you need all this data? Why do we need all this data? Yeah. What do we do with all this?
It's very necessary, right, to have a specific technical report on you, like with all the details. They are like mandatory actually for us to receive these data from you. So as you can see on the screen, of course, Elona can also mention what do our sales guys ask you whenever they receive a project without data on it. So a lot of requests come. I need 10 panels to put on the roof.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of panels are you using. How do you want to place it? Where is it? So in order, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, everyone knows how to write, but I'm just taking a general question that if you come up to any manufacturer of mounting structure with that question, nobody will give you a proper detailed report, of course. The detail that we asked, they are not a lot. They are not like evil. It's just some very mandatory and necessary detail that we need in order to do all the calculations for you.
So every time that you will need a technical report from our technical office, you will have to supply us with the installation address. So it's very important to know where the plant is going to be installed.
Yes.
Because probably, as we saw on the picture before, it can be in a C zone. So it's
always about how risky could be or how affected is that area by heavy winds or snow, right? So we need to know exactly where you are installing that, right? Even though you don't have the coordinates of the roof, what would help us to have the coordinates of the area or the city. So our technicians will generate the report according to the city where it is. But the best way would be the coordinates or the roof directly onto it. So we could go by our programs and check it, right?
Sure. to specify, it's not that we do a general calculation. All our calculations are based on a specific installer address. So your city, even your house, probably, even your commercial roof, and so on. The second thing, very important thing that we always ask is the layout.
Layout is important because according to the layout, we can tell you exactly how many material you need, right? We could do always an approximate quote for you. Like if you tell I want an installation of 100 kilowatt with this type of panel, easily we could do that. But if we have a layout, especially we prefer to have a CAD drawing and all this because everything is calculated with the dimensions and of the panel, dimension of the area, all the dimension of the roof are very necessary to be specified on it. So the layout need to be there because we can do a proper and exact BOM for you.
Yeah, and you will have the exact cost of the plant, not just an approximate offer that probably it will change on the change of the design of the layout. For example, just we have an example here of 3 rows of 3 modules, right? So if we do a different, like there are 9 modules, if we do 1 row of 9 modules,
or we do 3 rows by 3 modules, it's like
will be different. That's the reason why we always ask for the correct layout of the plan. Another important information on the face of the technical report is the dimension of the module.
Yeah, dimension of the module, because according to the dimension we have, we can tell you exact if the module is compatible or not with our ballast, which brings us 90% of the panels that are compatible with our structure. Or in case you have any large panel, not the standard ones, actually there's no need of even checking into them because they are all compatible with our structure. If we're talking about large panels, we need to know the dimension because according to that, we might tell you probably no flex is required to be added on your system. And us will come to you and will tell you, you have a panel of 2.2 meters long. Would you like to have it with no flex? Because this will have disadvantages. If you don't have it, it will have some downsides of it according to the address where they are. So dimensions are very, very important to be done.
So anytime that we have to prepare the technical office, we need that information because it's
we get the data sheet of the panel, right? I mean, everyone knows now that they send always. I mean, there are those people who send only the dimension, which is fine, nothing against it. But there are those who send the technical data sheet, which is more, it's better for us, right? We can see everything in there.
Because when the project is being designed by the technical office, if the dimensions of the module are precise, they get the number of the modules that probably can fit on the roof, the correct one. If we go for an approximate dimension, it's not going to be the same.
Right.
Another very important information is the surface of the topology of the surface.
Yeah, I mean, as previous webinars, for those who's been attending our webinars even before, together with Elona, we've been explaining that our structure is mainly used for flat roofs, right? Right, but flat roofs could be different typologies.
Yeah, it can be a cement one, it can concrete, it can be a gravel roof.
It could be gravel, it could be green roof.
Yeah, green roof has one.
Could be different type of bitumen, could be TPO, EPDM, all these typologies. Sun ballast are good to go with it, right? So there's no need. That's why we provide the sheet under it, right?
Yeah.
Not because that's mainly to protect your roof, right? Sure. The ballast will not have a direct impact with the material of the roof, but some ballasts are compatible for all the typologies out there.
True.
If they are flat, or you could use it on ground as well.
Yeah, in fact, we have even a lot of ground installations realized with our system that I can show you right now.
In ground is something people think that it's ballasted, it moves, and you cannot use it, right? We've done several of installation on the ground with a lot of our distributors that they've been choosing to use the ballast on the ground, right? So of course our technical team and our agent will always help you to tell you if you could use it or no. How do they do that? I don't know. So they first of all, the first question they do is like, is the ground completely flat?
Yeah.
If it's not, you cannot use it. We'll not push it to put the ballast on it because it's not stable. If it's completely flat, or if it's not, we'll tell you to adjust it. Some of them they could put gravel into it. Some of that they could cover with concrete. Some of that we could they use some fabric material as we see on the picture, and those types of advice that we give helps you do an installation on a ground, even a small installation, but even a large one, right? There are occasions we've done in several countries installation by no, this is just a small one, a sample, but we've done installation over 500 kilowatt, over a megawatt, yeah, over a megawatt that they are done on the ground. The client decided to use it on the ground.
Sure.
And I have to say this, but using a ground, a concrete structure with comparing it with traditional structure where you need to drill to do the checks in the ground, financial wise, is cheaper than using that, way cheaper.
In fact, there are even cases that they are not allowed to drill.
Yeah, a lot of cases that they want a ballasted structure, not only by us. I mean, there are out there are even other companies they have, but the question that they came to us, they are like, I'm allowed to. They told us I'm allowed to drill only 50 centimeters. There are some type of material under the ground which is not allowed to drill, right? So,
Sure.
so
the client
it's something that it requires direct impact with the ground, right? Our structure is compatible with it. Of course, we suggest, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I saw question going through questions. In fact, it was precisely for the surface typology, which is the inclination, the maximum inclination, the slope of the roof that we can use
Yeah.
ballast.
Yeah. So going from flat roofs on 0 degrees, we go up to 5 degrees slope with ballasted structure, right? There are different occasions where the roofs could be with a slope of 6, 7, 8, something like that. Of course, we need to know that. First of all, we need to know that if there is a slope bigger than 5 degrees, and we could do an installation. Of course, we'll always recommend you a low inclination, not a high ballast, a low inclination with 0 degrees or 3 degrees. And there are some additional accessories, how can I say, that we use, right, to glue the ballast on the roof. Not all the typologies of the roof are compatible with the foam that we use, but majority of them they are, and there are a lot of references from us which they are being installed on slopes with bigger than 5. But if you go up to 10, then we will not suggest you to use. But up to 5 degrees, you could use any type of ballast on your roof, right? 5 degrees.
Up to 5 any ballast.
Yes.
5 to 10 we have to check with the technical office if we can use the 0 degree or 3 degree.
Yeah. Like slippery and all this, but always we suggest low inclination.
And if the inclination of the roof goes more than 10 degree, we do not suggest some ballast. We can go for
yeah, I mean, if you are pitched roofs, of course, we'll go with the other solution that we have, Sanghong.
Okay. Another necessary information in order to prepare the technical report is the module inclination.
Yes, of course, it's something that we need to ask. We have over 60 typologies of ballast, different one, 35 types of inclinations, and we definitely need to know what inclination are you want to do. And this is something that we do not ask because majority of requests, they come with a chosen inclination by their client or by their engineers, right? So we definitely need to know, because with that we can suggest you. With inclination, we can suggest you according to the area you are, that you don't use a 5 degrees in the area that you are. It's better to use 10 degrees, for example, right? Or if you are on ground, if you want to do a ground installation, we will always suggest you to use a higher inclination, going to 20 or 30 degrees slope. So.
Okay, so there are cases that the client probably says to us the inclination, or
yes,
cases that leave us to.
And we suggest it to them.
Yeah.
We've been in the market for quite a while, and we know the areas, what is more sold in each area, in each country, what ballast is sold more, right? What type of inclination.
Okay, great. And based on that information, we get the best solution for the problem.
Correct. So the other two things that the loan is showing now are the height of the building and the height of the parapet.
Sure.
Really important as well. The height of the building is necessary because on that we'll do the calculation on wind, right?
Absolutely.
If we're using a system on 3 meters height and using a system on 10 meters height, there will be different wind reference.
Absolutely.
Right? There are several points where the wind blows and catches the corners of the roof. So according to the height of the building and the height of the parapet, we could tell you how many ballast is required to add or additional accessory to add or not to add. If you have a high parapet, somehow is good for the system because it protects the wind, but sometimes could be even a downside of it because can create shade.
Shadow.
Yeah, can create shade, so it will block the panel, right? So it will not generate enough power as it should be. So for that, we spoke before.
Yeah, with the 5 degree.
Yeah, with the high ballast are suggestible for roofs that they have a high parapet. So you could use the high ballast in order to prevent the shading, right?
True. So to sum up, these are all necessary information in order to prepare a full technical report.
Yes, with all these details, we'll provide you a full customized technical report with wind mentioned in there, with a load in the roof, a BOM, a design of the roof, which now you can see. Yeah, this is a drawing which Elona, I'm sure, will explain a bit later for you that with our configurator, with our design tool, we have is done. So yeah.
Okay. So what do we get after the client has provided all the information, all the necessary information that we talked, that we explained earlier? They get the technical drawing, that is this drawing here. They get the bill of materials.
Yes,
so
all the BOM in there, all the listed ballast and accessories that is required for you to do the installation.
They get the sizing calculation.
You get all the details of the ballast, the height, the width, the number that comes in a pallet, the weight of it. So it's very necessary, not only for your roof, but even if you wanted to do a transport, whenever we send it to you, or if you want to pick it up from your distributor or from us or whoever you want to buy it from, right?
They also get a technical report signed by a qualified technician if they need.
Correct. Like all our technical reports, they are checked and verified by all our from engineers that are in there. And we have several types. I have to mention several types of report. I mentioned before that if we get a question, I want 10 panels installed, we could do a simple report for you, approximate report. Nothing confirmed, but this is the BOM that you need to install 10 panels in the roof. Then there are the other technical reports which we offer with Elona and with all. Correct.
Okay, and above all, we also always offered phone and on-site support.
Yeah, correct. So telephone support from all our agents in several languages.
Yeah,
right.
German, English, French, Spanish, and Italian as well. Okay.
So that's what you get whenever you provide us these details that we mentioned above, right? You're gonna get all these details, and you will not be worried about installing it on the roof or selling it to your client, right? So you will have all this provided from us. If you have questions or doubts, you could call us on the phone, by mail, all this.
I'll leave our contact details so they can contact us if they have any further question. I was going through questions. I see another one. Can you use two systems in the same roof?
Yes, definitely. It doesn't have to be like we suggest you connect, and you can use a connect system in one of the areas where it is suitable to use a south orientation. Probably you have another a higher building on the back of it, which we suggested to use east-west configuration. So you can do a mix of both systems, not only with connect and east-west, but even with others that we have out there. Yes, definitely you can do that.
So I see another question as well, the weight with the connect system. What's the weight?
Yeah, we mentioned, right, maximum goes like 25 kilograms per square meter, but majority of the cases goes to 20, 23, as I say. If we are required to add additional accessories, it goes to 25. Yeah.
Great. Okay, I guess that I don't see any question that.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
I think we answered to all of them. Okay. Anyway, if still you have any question or any doubt on the system, you can absolutely, I'll leave you our contact details here. Okay, here. So you have our phone number, our email address, you have even our website that you can consult. As you saw, I told you everything. I gave you all the data sheet of the video installation video just using the website. So if you go on our website, you find everything. So anyway, we have even chat in our website. So anytime that probably you can't find something, you just write to us and we will answer you shortly.
Correct.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope this webinar was kind of, I hope you learned something new with the system. So I know that some of you, they already know how to install it. We know that it's very simple, right? With Sun Ballast, we've been telling that all the webinars that pretty much there's not a lot of steps you need to follow to install it. But for those of you who are for the first time, I hope you learned something new. And if you have other question that comes in your mind probably later, feel free to contact us to our mail, to our phone numbers, which are shown on the screen. And we'll be happy, us or one of our agents will be happy to attend you, right? To listen to your concerns and questions that you might have. And of course, this is not
the last webinar.
The last webinar, so we will come back. I guess we'll come back very soon because there is something else cooking. Yeah, it's something else that is out there. We don't want to make it like public yet. It's something that we'll launch probably next month, or I don't know exactly the date. Yeah, Elona is the one who deals with this part of revealing new things, and so I'm sure that by next month or probably by beginning of next year, because we are almost in the end of the year, and we'll come up with a really great webinar in several languages: English, Spanish, Italian, French, and German. Of course, all our agents will do it. It's something that I'm very curious actually, and I'm very excited to do it.
So when is the next webinar?
The next webinar
from now for sure. So it's for sure we will see you on November.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So we are gonna reveal a new system, a new solution that I guess all of you will love it.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned and see you on the next webinar. And thank you for the time dedicated to us today. Tommaso, thank you there. Hello, Andrew and Harold as well. Hi, they are saying, so I guess we can go now.
All right. Thank you guys and enjoy your weekend. Cool. See you next time, right?
Bye. See you.